Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where obvious answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Doug, this is Hugh, and we're mates from university.
Couple number two.
I'm Sophie from London. This is my mum, Wendy. She's from Kent.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Nigel. This is Gary. We're from Peterborough and we're work colleagues.
And finally, couple number four.
I'm Sean, it's my girlfriend Emrys, and we're from Cardiff.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks, all of you. We'll find out more about you throughout the show as it goes along. So there's only one more person for me left to introduce, our very own beautiful mind with legs up to here. A real double threat. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon to you.
And to you.
I think, do you know what? Today it's going to be tough to beat Sean and Emrys, isn't it, on podium 4 there?
Yeah, it's going to have to be.
Last time they were terrific, got all the way through to the head-to-head. It was 1-1 in the head-to-head, wasn't it? They knew 3 answers on the last board. 2 of them would have seen them through to the jackpot round, and they chose the other one. It's going to be very, very hard to knock off their perch, I suspect. But we've got 3 new pairs. We know little about them. We may have geniuses amongst them, you never know.
Gary, that jumper says genius to me, doesn't it?
That is definitely the first time we've had that particular shade on the show, I think. And we've done a lot of shows, haven't we?
Yeah. Good stuff. Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. Our contestants here need to find the obscure answers those 100 people didn't get. Of course, everyone's trying to find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. Now, Cara and Debbie didn't win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £5,000. OK, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, in this first round, I'll take an answer from each of you, but there is to be no conferring. And whichever pair has the highest score at the end of the round will be heading home. OK, our first category today is UK politicians. UK politicians. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. The question concerns party leaders who have not been Prime Minister. Party leaders who have not been Prime Minister. Richard.
As soon as you say UK politicians, there's just a sigh across the whole nation, isn't there?
Yeah.
On this one, we're going to show you 7 questions on each pass. They're all clues to people who've been party leaders, haven't been Prime Minister. That's leaders of the Tories, Labour or the Lib Dems. It's 14 in all to have a go at home, so very, very best of luck.
As Richard said, we're going to put these clues up on the board and we want the names of these politicians described by the clues. Here's our first board of 7. Appointed Business Secretary in May 2010. Tory who served as Home Secretary from 1993 to 1997. Former Foreign Secretary, made a dame in 2013, New Year's honours. Served as Leader of the Opposition from 1983 to 1992. She was elected Deputy Leader of the Labour Party in 2007. In 2010, he beat his brother to the Labour leadership. And elected Labour Leader in 1981, he was an MP for a total of 42 years. I'll read those clues one last time. Appointed Business Secretary in May 2010. Tory who served as Home Secretary from 1993 to 1997. Former Foreign Secretary, made a dame in 2013, New Year's honours. Served as Leader of the Opposition from 1983 to 1992. She was elected Deputy Leader of the Labour Party in 2007. In 2010, he beat his brother to the Labour leadership and elected Labour Leader in 1981. He was an MP for a total of 42 years. Now then, Doug and Hugh, you all drew lots before the show, and today you're going to go first. Doug, welcome to Pointless. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Good to be
What
here.
do you do, Doug?
I'm a student at Manchester University.
What are you studying?
History.
History. Going well?
All right, yeah.
What year are you in?
Final year.
So final's getting quite close.
Yeah.
I mean, really very close.
Very, very close.
So
Got a
what-
deadline in
what-
tomorrow, in fact.
What a great thing to be doing. Pointless, then. Fantastic. Good. It's quite good revision, this.
I think so, yeah.
What's your period of history?
All sorts, really. I've done a nice mix. I try and avoid Middle Ages, because
Oh, yeah, I would.
not much happened, I don't think.
No,
anyway.
absolutely nothing. So, Doug, what are you going to go for?
I think I'm going to play it reasonably safe, hopefully, and say Vince Cable was appointed Business Secretary.
Vince Cable, appointed Business Secretary in 2010. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Vince Cable is right. 10, that's a great answer. Good low score there, Doug. Just the 10 points for Vince.
That's really well played, Doug, because he was only acting leader of the Lib Dems as well, so it's a good answer. Perhaps Sean and Envis do have some competition after all here.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Sophie.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome to Pointers. What do you do, Sophie?
I'm a web copywriter, so I write words that go on the internet.
OK, and what are your hobbies, Sophie?
I just started doing a bit of stand-up comedy as a hobby.
How's it going?
It's going quite well.
The first bit's the hardest, I imagine.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't dare say in such company. Big fan, Richard, you know.
Well,
You haven't seen his stand-up.
Yeah. I was going to say, if anyone hasn't ever stood up on television, that's me.
Well, best of luck with that.
Thank
Now, what are you going to go for on this board?
Very nervous about this answer, but I'm sure it's right. She was elected deputy leader of the Labour Party, Harriet Harman.
Harriet Harman, says Sophie, deputy leader of the Labour Party. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Harriet Harman. It's right. Now then, 10 is our only score so far. 17 for Harriet Harman.
Again, another acting leader as well, so it's a terrific answer again, Sophie. Well done. She's been an MP for over 30 years now, Harriet Harman.
Thanks, Richard. Nigel.
Hello there.
Nigel, hello there. Now, you're from Peterborough.
Yes.
What do you do, Nigel?
I'm a host on a TV shopping channel.
Oh, now that's got to be fun, hasn't it?
We have an actual professional in the studio for the first time in over 500 episodes.
Nice to be here.
We have an actual presenter.
Someone who really knows what they're doing.
Oh.
What about that? So what kind of shopping?
I learn a lot from you two, quite frankly.
Yeah.
What kind of shopping is it?
We sell different kind of things: craft, DIY, fitness, health, beauty, fashion.
And do you demonstrate?
We normally
chat?
have experts in. Sometimes we have to demonstrate, which can be hazardous, to say the least. But,
Wow.
But it's fun.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Surely it's that. Now, Nigel, talking of fun, what about this board?
This is my idea of not fun. This is, if I could pick a top subject not to have, it would be this one. So I'm going to try and go back to my youth and think, OK, my vague interest in politics, what do I know? So I'm going to go for the person that served as the leader of the opposition from 83 to 92, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it was Neil Kinnock. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I think I saw him in a pop video once, so I'll go for that and hope.
OK, leader of the opposition from 1983 to 1992. Well, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Neil Kinnock. It's right. '23 for Neil Kinnock.
Well played, Nigel. It's often the case with these that it's quite panicky, and then you just have to focus in on the one that you know. It's a terrific answer. Yeah, his daughter-in-law is now the first female Danish Prime Minister.
Yes, that's right, yeah. Thank you very much. Now then, Sean. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, you had a bit of a trumpet call there from Richard at the top of the show. Are you going to be able to live up to it?
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
I hope so.
It's not a terrible board.
I think it's OK.
For somebody who works in politics,
don't
it's
say
not
that.
really. Well, I mean, you administrate politics, I should say. Now, Sean, in your spare time, what do you like to get up to?
I'm a big football and rugby fan, so I do like to socialise and watch the big games on TV or in the pub. So.
Very good.
Yes.
Sean, what are you going to go for? We want the names of the politicians described by these clues.
I think I'm going to go for the second one. I remember Rory Bremner making fun of this gentleman, if I've got it right. I think it's Michael Howard.
Michael Howard, says Sean. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Michael Howard. Absolutely right. Now, 23 is our high score, 10 is our low. Well, you passed 23, you passed 10, you got down to 1. Look at that, Sean. Very well done indeed. There's nothing of the night about that. 1.
That's a very good answer, isn't it? Yeah, very well played. It's been a good round by everyone, actually, and that's capped it all. He's a very accomplished ping-pong player, Michael Howard.
Is he really?
Yeah. Let's take a look at the rest of these. Now, the former Foreign Secretary made a dame in the 2013 year's honours is Margaret Beckett. Would have scored you 5 points. The 2010 beat his brother to the leadership is obviously Ed Miliband. Would have scored you 66. And the Labour leader elected in 1981 is Michael Foot. And he would have scored you 10 points.
Wow.
Very well done to anyone who got all of those. That's impressive going.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores as they stand. 1, the best score of that pass, Sean. Very well done indeed. Then up to 10, Doug. Good answering there. Up to 17, where we find Sophie and Wendy. Then up to 23, where we find Nigel and Gary. Now, Gary, this is where we need some brilliant answering from you. A nice low score will keep you in the game. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, let's put 7 more clues up on the board, and here they come. We have got a former Royal Marine. He became a Liberal Democrat peer in 2001, Labour Chancellor of the Exchequer from 1950 to 1951, served as Shadow Chancellor of the Exchequer from 1987 to 1992, hosted Have I Got News for You while leader of the Lib Dems, became Deputy Prime Minister in May 2010, former Olympic athlete who led the Lib Dems for 19 months, and the former Welsh Secretary who was made Foreign Secretary in 2010. I'll read those all one last time. Former Royal Marine, he became a Liberal Democrat peer in 2001, Labour Chancellor of the Exchequer from 1950 to 1951, served as Shadow Chancellor of the Exchequer from 1987 to 1992, hosted Have I Got News for You while leader of the Lib Dems, became Deputy Prime Minister in May 2010, former Olympic athlete who led the Lib Dems for 19 months, and the former Welsh Secretary who was made Foreign Secretary in 2010. There we are. We are looking for the names of the politicians described by those clues. And Envis, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, Envis, we discovered last time that you also work in the Welsh Civil Service.
Yeah.
What I want to know is this. Where does Envis come from?
It's a Welsh word. It means rainbow.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Is it a common Welsh name?
I wouldn't say it's common. It's not like a hippie name.
It's not a hippie name?
It's not like calling your child rainbow in English. It's a...
Hey, whoa.
No.
If you're watching Rainbow, I'm so sorry, that's not...
Well, it's a lovely name. Our first Envis on Pointless.
Thanks.
Now then, what are you going to go for there, Envis? You're the low scorers on 1.
Yeah.
If you want to remain low scorers, you want to score 21 or less with your answer. I think you can do it.
I feel like I should know more than what I do, to be honest. But I'm going to go for the bottom one. And I'm going to say William Hague.
William Hague, says Envis. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said William Hague. Absolutely right, William Hague. You are through to the next round. Very well done. 11 points for William Hague. Takes your total up to 12.
Well played, Envis. He was 36 when he became Tory leader. Youngest Tory leader since Pitt the Younger.
Now then, Gary. Oh, Gary, you're still the high scorers. Gary, welcome to the show. What do you do?
I earn a living by telling Nigel what to do on a daily basis, amongst other people, basically.
Right. So you whisper things into his ear?
Yeah, I'm a director for the same channels as Nigel.
Good stuff. Now then, what are you going to go for on that board, Gary? Is this a good subject for you?
No, I'm taking an educated guess. Chancellor of the Exchequer, I think this might have been about the time of the NHS starting, so I'm going to take a punt on that one, and I'm just going to say Aneurin Bevan.
Aneurin Bevan, says Gary. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. No red line for you, as you are the high scorers. Oh, bad luck, Gary. It was a good guess, but I'm afraid you really are the high scorers now. That scores you the maximum of 100 points. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Gary, absolutely the right era and the right party, but has never Chancellor and never led the Labour Party either, Aneurin Bevan.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Wendy. Wendy, welcome to the show. What do you do, Wendy?
I'm an investigator. I work for the local government ombudsman and I investigate complaints against councils, primarily to do with children's services and schools.
You get right to the bottom of things. You find out all the nitty-gritty.
And we tell them off.
Yeah. OK, Wendy, well, the good news is you're through.
Yes.
I'm afraid, yes, Gary and Nigel are so far ahead that no one's going to catch up with them. But I think you'll probably have a good answer from this board.
I was panicking when it first came up. I liked the first board very much, and I thought, oh, all the people I think I know. But I'm going to go for the former Olympic athlete and say Mingus Campbell.
Ming Campbell, says Wendy. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. No red line as you're already through. That's absolutely right. Wow, look at that for a low score. 8. Very well done indeed.
Yeah, he ran the 200 metres and the 4x100 metre relay at the Tokyo Olympics. He was British record holder for the 100 metres as well for quite some while. 10.2 seconds. Yeah.
That's impressive.
That is fleet. Yeah.
It is fleet of foot, isn't it?
Isn't it, though?
Yeah. Now then, Hugh.
Alexander.
Hugh, good to have you here. You're also a student at Manchester.
I am, yeah.
What are you reading?
I'm doing politics and economics. Should be good, yeah.
Politics and economics. I mean, you surely know who the Chancellor of the Exchequer was from 50 to 51.
I actually don't know.
We'll
I'd love to say I knew them all and just give one answer. But...
so you're coming to the end of your course.
I am.
What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to move back home and get a job for a bit and then go travelling when I've got enough money.
Ah, good idea. And then knuckle down in a year's time.
Yeah, something like that.
OK. So who are these politicians? This board is all yours. Why not take us through as much of it as you dare?
Don't dare take through much at all, really, to be honest. I know Nick Clegg's the Deputy Prime Minister, but I think I'll go for Charles Kennedy, was the host of Have I Got News For You. OK, Charles Kennedy, says Hugh. No red line for you as you're already through, but let's see how many of our 100 people said Charles Kennedy is right. $16. Not a bad score at all. Takes your total up to 26.
Became an MP at 23, Charles Kennedy. That's not bad going, is it? 23, 16 points for him. Now, let's look through the rest of these. The Labour Chancellor from 50 to 51 was Hugh Gateskill, and he was a pointless answer, so very, very well done if you said that. If you're going to have a punt on one of them, that was a tough one to have a punt on. The former Royal Marine was Paddy Ashdown, of course. Would have scored you 33. The Shadow Chancellor was John Smith. Would have scored you 2 points. Now, became Deputy Prime Minister in May 2010. So the answer is Nick Clegg.
Yeah.
What do you think that would score?
Probably going to be 67.
If only.
Really?
That's 34 points that would have scored you. 34 points.
Ooh.
You should host Have I Got News For You. He said you could boost that a little bit.
Yeah, you certainly should. Yeah, well, thank you very much indeed. Well, at the end of our first round, the pair leaving us with their high score of 123, I'm afraid, Gary and Nigel. I think it's fair to say politics really not your forte.
Pesky politicians, yeah.
No. Oh, well, I'm sorry we threw that at you first thing. But, well, someone had to leave at the end of this round, and I'm afraid it's you two. But the good news is we'll see you again next time. Look forward to that very much. Gary and Nigel, thanks very much for playing Meanwhile. But for the three remaining pairs, it's now time for round two. Well, only three pairs remain, and obviously at the end of this round, we'll be saying goodbye to another pair. Well, Envis and Sean on the back of that round, I think it's going to be you. You were highly touted at the beginning, and there we are, our Rainbow Alliance on the last podium, doing fantastically well. Hugh and Doug, I think of the remaining three, I think you were just the highest scoring pair there. But I think it's going to be very, very close. Best of luck to all three pairs. Our category for round two is music. Music. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns chart-topping songs. Chart-topping songs. Richard.
In a moment, Xander's going to show you a list of 6 hit songs. Now, all of these songs have been #1 at least twice by different artists. We need you to give us the name of any artist who has had a #1 single with any of the songs you're about to see. It's a UK #1 single with any of the songs you're about to see. Very best of luck.
OK, so as Richard just mentioned, we're going to put the names of 6 songs up on the board. They're going to remain up there for the whole round. So up the line and back down. They won't be changing halfway through. You just have to name any act who's had a UK #1 single with any of these songs. And here are the songs. Eternal Flame, Something Stupid, Tragedy, Unchained Melody, With a Little Help from My Friends, and Without You. I'll read those all one last time. Eternal Flame, Something Stupid, Tragedy, Unchained Melody, With a Little Help from My Friends, and Without You. Now then, Doug.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this?
Similar to last round, I think.
Oh, that's good.
I've got an answer or two, but I'm not sure they're going to be that good. Gonna hope that the 100 people who've been asked are with me and say Steps had a UK #1 with Tragedy.
OK, Steps, says Doug. Steps. Let's see if the 100 are with Doug or not. Steps, how many of our 100 people said it? He's right. 37. Could be OK.
Their first UK #1, Steps, yeah, a double A side with Heartbeat.
Thanks, Richard. Now, Sophie.
This isn't too bad. There's 2 I'm toying between, which should both be all right. I think I'll go Eternal Flame, Atomic Kitten.
Atomic Kitten for Eternal Flame says, Sophie, let's see, Atomic Kitten, is that right? How many people said it, if it is? It is right. Well, it beats 37. Still going down, 10. Very well done indeed. Great answer, Atomic Kitten.
Well played, Sophie. Their version was #1 in 2001. It was their second #1 single after Whole Again.
Thanks very much. Now then, Envis. We want the name of any act that's had a UK #1 with any of these songs.
I'm not great with music because I usually never can remember the names of songs. So.
Well, you don't have to now. The songs are up there.
No, I've got the name, but. So I think I'm going to go with Tragedy as well, but I'm going to go with the Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees, says Envis. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said the Bee Gees. It's right. 48. That's a high score. 48 for the Bee Gees.
It's high, but it's a lot better than the 100, isn't it? Yeah, reached #1 in 1979. That's the original version. #1 in the States as well.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at our scores. 10, the best score of that pass. Sophie, well done. OK, then up to 37, where we find Doug and Hugh. Then 48, where Envis and Sean are. So, Sean, yes, we need a low score from you in the next pass. OK, we're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, Sean, well, as I said, you're the high scorer, so we need something special from you here. So we're after any act that's had a UK #1 with any of these songs.
I think I'm going to go Eternal Flame. I'm going to go The Bangles.
The Bangles, says Sean. Good answer. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said it. No red line for you, as you are the high scorers at the moment. It's right. 41. Oh, bad luck. I thought that was going to go lower than 10. Bad luck. 41 takes your total up to 89.
Well, the Bangles, again, was the original version. They had 9 top 40 hits. That was their only #1.
Right. Fair enough. Now then, Wendy. Wendy, you're on 10. Sean and Envis are on 89. If you can score 78 or less, you're through to the head-to-head.
There are two that I'm confident that I know, but I'm not very sure they'll be low scorers, but I'm going to have to go with one of those. And I'm going to go with Unchained Melody, The Righteous Brothers.
The Righteous Brothers, says Wendy. OK, there's your red line. It's nice and high. Let's see if The Righteous Brothers gets you below that red line. It's absolutely right, and you are through. Very well done. 34. 44 your total. Good work, Wendy.
Yes, they first released it in 1965, but it wasn't #1 until 1990.
I remember it well.
When it was featured on Ghost.
65.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Hugh, you're on 37. The high scorers are still Sean and Envis on 89. If you can score 51 or less, you're in the head-to-head.
I think I'm going to go with something stupid. I think I'll go for the more recent one, which was Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman. Robbie
Williams and Nicole Kidman, says Hugh. There's your red line. Get below that, you're in the head-to-head. Let's see how many people said Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman. It's right. Very well done. You're through. 19. Good score. That takes your total up to 56.
Well played, Hugh. That was Christmas #1 in 2001, Something Stupid. Now, there's no pointless answers at all. There's one very low scorer. There's a one-pointer. Lovely Sam and Mark had a #1 hit with A Little Help From My Friends. Would have scored you 1 point. Jimmy Young had a #1 hit with Unchained Melody. That would have scored you 5. And Mariah Carey had #1 with Without You. Would have scored 9 points. Other scorers you could have had also for Without You, Nielsen would have scored you 18 points. With A Little Help From My Friends, Joe Cocker would have scored you 14. Wet, 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 19. Beatles never had a #1 hit with it, so that would have been an incorrect answer. For Unchained Melody, Gareth Gates would have scored you 9, and Robson and Jerome would have scored you 30. They both had #1 singles with that. And Something Stupid, the older version, Nancy Sinatra and Frank Sinatra would have scored you 18, so it would have been very, very similar score. The top 3, though, we've already heard. Steps with Tragedy, 37, The Bangles, Eternal Flame, 41, and the Bee Gees, Tragedy, 48.
Thanks very much indeed. So at the end of our second round, 89 is the high score, and I'm afraid that means we have to say goodbye to Sean and Envis. Oh, the hot favourites coming into the show today. Did you know any of those lower scoring ones?
I have heard of Sam and Mark.
Well, that would have done it. You'd been fine if you'd gone for that.
I could remember Sam. I couldn't remember the other one, so...
Oh, poor Mark. If you're watching, Mark, I'm really sorry.
They've been on the show, haven't they, Sam and Mark?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely boys.
Well, we have to say goodbye to you. It's been great having you on both shows, particularly last time. Brilliant performance then. Anyway, thanks very much for playing. Sean and Envis. But for the remaining two pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head. Well, congratulations, Sophie and Wendy, Hugh and Doug. You're now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £5,000. Now, we have to decide who's going to play for that money. To do that, you're now going to go head-to-head. But the big difference is you're now allowed to confer. The first player to win 2 questions will be playing for the money. Well, Sophie and Wendy, very well done indeed. You've seen off our hot favourites. Hugh and Doug, though, very well done. Anyway, best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here is your first question, and it concerns first editions. First editions. Richard.
We're going to show you the covers now of 5 first editions of novels. We've taken the title away from the cover. Can you tell us the titles, please?
OK, let's reveal our 5 first editions, and here they come. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 first editions. Now, Sophie and Wendy, you played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
Which one do I know? If I know A. No, Brave New World. Yeah.
OK, there's 3 that I know.
We know.
We know. She happens to know them as well. There's one which I could guess at from the author, but I'm not going to. So we're going to go for A, Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. Brave New World, you're going to say for A, Brave New World. Now, Hugh and Doug, can you talk us through the others and volunteer an answer for each of them, maybe?
Not through the rest of them, no. I think we know C and D. C is Great Gatsby, and D...
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. I think we'll go for C, Great Gatsby.
OK, C, Great Gatsby. OK, so Sophie and Wendy have said Brave New World. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Brave New World. Is right. $29. 29 for Brave New World. Now, Hugh and Doug have gone for the Great Gatsby. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said that. It's right. But it's got to be 29. And it does. Oh, look at that, 22. Surprising result there. But well done, Hugh and Doug. It means after one question, you're up 1-0, Richard.
Yeah, very well played. In fact, all 5 of these were up for auction at Bloomsbury Auctions in 2012. The Great Gatsby went for £50,000. £50,000 for that first edition. Brave New World was £4,200, which now sounds cheap. Now, B was The Maltese Falcon. That would have scored you 4 points. D is Lord of the Flies. It would have been too big a score, though. It would have scored you 34. And E is the best answer. What would you guess?
I would go Scoop.
War? It's not Scoop. It's Vile Bodies would have been the answer there. 1 point if you said that. Very well played. That went for £8 grand.
Thanks very much indeed. So here comes your second question. Now then, Sophie and Wendy, you have to win this one to stay in the game. Best of luck. It concerns darts. Darts. Richard.
Staying in the area of high culture here, we're going to give you 5 clues to facts about the sport of darts. Can you give us the best answer, please?
OK, let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they are. Points value of outer bull, 1-word name for the line which players stand behind when throwing, the player who hit the first ever televised 9-dart finish, the commentator who acted as scorer on Bullseye, and the winner of 16 world darts titles. I'll read those all one last time. The points value of the outer bull, the 1-word name for the line which players stand behind when throwing, the player who hit the first ever televised 9-dart finish, the commentator who acted as scorer on Bullseye, and the winner of 16 world darts titles. There we are. 5 clues to facts about darts. Hugh and Doug, you go first.
I think we know them all, but I think we'll go for the commentator who acted as scorer on Bullseye and say Sid Waddell.
Sid Waddell, say Hugh and Doug. Sid Waddell. Now then, Sophie and Wendy, the board is yours.
We don't go to play darts very often.
A certain auntie did have a dalliance with a dart player, but it doesn't help this. I know the top one. Points of the outer bull, you said was double, but no, that's the outer ring.
That's the outer ring.
Outer bull is 25. It's the Oki. Phil the Power Taylor for 16 World Dart titles. Or we could risk Phil the Power Taylor, just because we're probably not going to beat that anyway.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we'll risk that, because I don't think we're going to beat... You thought that was right, the bullseye commentator. I thought it was Tony something, because Peter Kay does a thing about the big capital D, and it's sort of half in my mind, but he's maybe not the commentator. So, yeah, winner of 60th World Darts titles, I'm going to guess Phil the Power Taylor.
Phil the Power Taylor, say Sophie and Wendy. So Hugh and Doug have said Sid Waddell. Let's see if that's right for the commentator. And if it is, let's see how many people said Sid Waddell. Oh, no, I'm afraid. An incorrect answer, not Sid Waddell. Maybe you were right, Sophie. Anyway, you've gone for Phil the Power Taylor. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. All it has to be is right for you to win the point, though. It's right.
Yes!
Very well done indeed. Look at that. Very well done. 27 for Phil the Power Taylor. But more importantly, it was right, which means Sophie and Wendy are back in the game. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
You absolutely owned the darts round there, Sophie. Very well done. You're right about the commentator as well. It's Tony Green was the bullseye commentator, Tony Green, and he would have scored you 14 points. So it would have been a terrific answer. Points value of the outer bull, you're right, it's 25, but a big scorer would have scored 75. The one-word name is the Oki, would have scored you 66. Gents, what would you have gone for the player who hit the first televised 9-dart finish?
I was thinking it was Ray van Barneveld, but to be fair, I think that's wrong now.
It is. It's John Lowe was the answer there. So a long time before Raymond van Barneveld's time, 7 points. Best answer up there. Very well done to anyone who got all 5 of those.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, so here comes your third question. This is the decider. Whoever wins this goes through to the final. It concerns Marlon Brando films. Marlon Brando films. Richard.
We're going to give you the titles of 5 Marlon Brando films now, but with alternate letters removed. Can you fill them in and give us the most obscure? Good luck.
OK, let's reveal our 5 Marlon Brando films with bits missing, and here they are. We have got G blank Y blank, A blank D blank O blank L blank, T blank E blank I blank D blank N blank, A blank T blank E blank T blank A blank, N blank M blank D blank E blank I blank E, O blank T blank E blank A blank E blank F blank O blank T, and finally M blank T blank N blank O blank T blank E blank O blank N blank Y. I'll read those all one last time without the blanks. Phew. GYADOL TEIDN ATETA NMDEIE OTEAEFOT and MTNOTEONY. There we are. 5 Marlon Brando films. Sophie and Wendy, you go first.
I know all but one, and I could guess the one I don't know. We know all but one. Yeah, I'm going to go with the second from the bottom, On the Waterfront.
On the Waterfront. On the Waterfront, say Sophie and Wendy. Now, Hugh and Doug, talk us through the board.
The middle one is at the back of my mind and on the tip of my tongue, but I can't bring them both together and give you the name. The top one is Guys and Dolls, and the second one down is The Wild One. As for the bottom one, I'm not sure. I think maybe The Wild One might be best out of the 2 that we know. Yeah, we'll go for The Wild One.
OK, The Wild One, say Hugh and Doug. So we have On the Waterfront and we have The Wild One. Sophie and Wendy have said On the Waterfront. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said On the Waterfront. On the Waterfront, absolutely right, scoring 37. Hugh and Doug have gone for The Wild One.
Is it too late to change your answer?
Well, you've just spotted another one.
Yeah.
Streetcar named Desire.
Well, we've got The Wild One. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said The Wild One. It's right. It's got to beat 37, though. And it does. Look at that. And how? 5 for The Wild One. You were right first time.
Yeah, I just say, I watched that a couple of weeks ago for one of my seminars at university.
There you are.
You do get something out of it.
Very well done indeed, Hugh and Doug. After 3 questions, you are through to the final 2-1. Good performance.
Well played, Hugh and Doug. I think you knew all 5 of them, but you chose the biggest scorer of all on the waterfront. Yeah. Guys and Dolls would have scored you 31. A Streetcar Named Desire would have scored you 15. And what do you think the bottom one is?
Mutiny on the Bounty.
Mutiny on the Bounty for 11.
Anyway, there we go. Thanks very much indeed. So at the end of our head-to-head round, I'm afraid the pair leaving us Sophie and Wendy. Really well played. That was a very exciting head-to-head, as I suspected it would be. But the good news for us is we get to see you again next time. We look forward to that very much indeed. Thanks so much for playing Sophie and Wendy. Great contestants. But for Hugh and Doug, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Hugh and Doug. You've fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy, so very well done. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £5,000. You know, I'm glad you've come through to the finals. I was feeling guilty that you were spending these precious hours away from your revision before your finals come up. Now, as always, you start this round off by making a choice. You have to choose your category, and here are your 4 options. They are German sport, country music stars, ancient Rome, university challenge.
Like German personalities of the year.
Football, tennis, anything like that. Ancient Rome, if we took that, my mum would slaughter me if we didn't win it. I think probably German sport.
Yeah, we'll go German sport, please.
You're going to go German sport. Why would your mum... Is your mum a specialist on ancient Rome?
She's a classics teacher, yeah.
OK, right. Yeah, she would slaughter you.
Yeah.
OK, so you're going to go with German sport.
Yeah.
Going to give you 3 categories now. If you know your sport, there should be something here that will suit you. We are looking for the name of any German Formula 1 driver since 2000. So any German driver who's taken part in the Formula 1 World Championship. We are looking for any sport in which Germany won a gold medal in the 2012 Olympics. Or we are looking for any Grand Slam tennis winner who's come from Germany since the very first Wimbledon way back in 1877. So any German Formula 1 driver since 2000, any sport in which Germany won a gold medal at 2012, or any German Grand Slam tennis winner. Very best of luck. Best of luck at home as well. There's lots of pointless answers out there.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. And to win that jackpot, £5,000, remember, nice jackpot, only one of your answers needs to be pointless. Remember, the answers you give can come from any of these 3 categories. It's entirely up to you which category. You can have 3 from one from each. It's entirely up to you, as I say. Are you ready?
Yep.
OK, let's put 60 seconons on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Right, I've got Timo Glock,
Yeah,
Adrian
Timo Glock.
Sutil, and Grand Slam winner Michael Stick. That's the 3 that I can think of now.
Stick.
Michael Stick.
Stick. Timo Glock's the first one I thought.
Adrian Sutil as well. I think he's German.
Yeah, Michael Stick. Those are 3 all right.
Can we think of any more tennis players?
Could be women. Is any German women in
Can't
tennis?
think of any German. Steffi Graf, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. It's too much, isn't it? What about gold medal winning sports? We could just, I don't know.
It's too much of a guess, really, I think.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember any, but we could just, I don't know.
We should go for 3 we know, as opposed to just guess.
What's it? Timo, Sutil, Stick.
Think quickly about tennis. Robin Söderling, that's Swedish.
He's no Swiss.
10 seconds left.
I can't think of any. I think we'll have to go for them, aren't we?
We'll go for those 2.
Yeah.
OK, that's your time up. I now need your 3 answers.
We're going to go 2 German F1 drivers and say Timo Glock and
Timo Glock.
Adrian Sutil.
And Adrian Sutil.
And German Grand Slam tennis winner Michael Stick.
Michael Stick. Of those 3, which would you say was your best shot at a pointless answer?
Michael Stick.
Michael Stick will put last. Which is your least likely to be pointless, do you think?
Timo Glock.
Timo Glock. OK, there we are. Let's pop those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Timo Glock, Adrian Sutil, and Michael Stick. Well, very, very best of luck. 3 good answers up there. Your first answer was Timo Glock. Now, if this is correct and it's pointless, you will leave here with £5,000. Hugh, what will you do with that?
I've got quite an extravagant summer lined up, so I'm going to Venice. Try and save it for after exams, really.
OK, very good. Well said. Now, what about you, Doug?
I've always wanted to go to the Ashes in Australia, and I think I might have to put it towards that.
OK, very good. 3 brilliant answers up there on the board. Let's hope at least one of those is pointless and wins that money for you. OK, your first answer, Timo Glock. Let's see if it's right. If it's pointless, it will win you £5,000. Is Timo Glock a German Formula One Grand Prix driver? Yes, he is the answer. I think we probably knew that. But down he goes, taking us down through the 50s, into the 40s, 30s, into the 20s, down through the teens. We're into single figures. Down we go, still going down. 3, this is great. This is very good. That's a great answer. 3, you were fairly unanimous. That was going to be your highest scoring of your 3 answers. And it scored 3. It's all looking very good for your subsequent answers. Your next answer was Adrian Sutil. Now, let's see. Again, if this is correct and it's pointless, it will win you that jackpot. So for £5,000, is Adrian Sutil a German Formula One Grand Prix driver? Yes, he is. Now, Timo Glock took you down to 3. Adrian Sutil now taking you down through the teens into single figures. Is this going to go down to pointless? It's still going down. 1. OK, 1. If we continue in this progression, surely your next answer is going to be pointless. You were pretty confident it was your best shot at a pointless answer. Everything is now riding on Michael Stick. So for £5,000, let's hope he is a Grand Slam winner. Let's find out. Michael Stick, is it right? Is it pointless? It's absolutely right. OK, your first answer, Timo Glock, took you down to 3. Adrian Sutil took you down to 1. Michael Stick, the one you thought was probably your best shot at a pointless answer. Oh, bad luck. That is really harsh. Oh, dear. Well, I'm really sorry. Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, which means you don't win today's jackpot of £5,000. That's going to roll over onto the next show, but we have really enjoyed having you on the show.
Thank you,
and you do, of course, get to take home a pointless trophy,
That's
so all is not lost.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very nice to see students come along and play so well. It's terrific, guys. Very well done. The Formula One, I think, is where the pointless answers are. There's 4 pointless answers. Heinz Harald Frentzen has won 3 Grand Prix. He was a pointless answer. Marcus Winkelhock is the son of Manfred Winkelhock. Only raced in one Formula One race, but led it briefly, so I suspect some people might have got him. Nick Heidfeld was a pointless answer. And Nico Hulkenberg, also a pointless answer. I think a lot of people would have got him. German gold medals, only 2 pointless answers here. The men won the beach volleyball, and canoe sprint as well would have been a pointless answer. And very well done to anybody who got any of these German tennis players. The Wimbledon winner from 1931, that's the Alcem. You could have had Gottfried von Cram, who won the French Open in 34 and 36, you'll remember. Yeah, and the French Open in 37 was, of course, Henna Henkel. So tough luck, guys. I think perhaps on the Formula One you could have got something. But very well played, and we wish you nothing but success in your finals. Very good luck.
Thanks very much, Richard. Well, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to you, Hugh and Doug, but we've really loved having you on the show. You've done such a brilliant job. As Richard said, very, very best of luck with your finals. Thank you so much for playing, Hugh and Doug. Now, unfortunately, Hugh and Doug didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £6,000. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.